Boom. And another part of this journey, like, don't get me wrong, I feel like everybody can do stuff by themselves, but it definitely helps to have a mastermind group when you're doing something. So, for the people that don't know, what is a mastermind group?
It's basically, well, mastermind in general is basically any time one like anytime, well, two or more people, they have the same goal and they're working together and they're both putting the same amount of energy into it. That's basically what a mastermind is. Like any type of group that's focused on one goal, and then it's always going to be accomplished faster, and you're going to have a better success rate when you have more than one person working on the same goal.
Definitely, definitely. And I real life noticed that, especially like with this YouTube stuff. Like, is it not easier having like another person here to like take?
Yeah.
Because I know for me personally, it's definitely easier for it's like you don't got to focus on every single thing or do everything.
Yeah, it's like when you, instead of starting something by yourself and then you start to delegate things as you gain success and are able to hire people and stuff like that, when you have a group set and everybody like kind of like as you go, you start to develop roles, and oh, this person does this part, this person works on this, and we both chip in on this. That's how you start to, like, I don't know, it just helps things go, like you said, like it just makes everything easier.
Definitely makes everything easier, smoother, and things really go faster. Like they just go, and it's like it feels right. Like, and how to know when you got it, it feels right. You'll know when you know. Type beat. You'll know. Because people can, because it's not just about getting people that say they want to do something. Like, you know, we all have had like groups of friends who are like, yeah, we finna do this, and don't shit get done. Don't shit get done. Everybody say they gonna do it, but when it really comes down
Everybody
to
ain't on that same vibration. That's what that mastermind is. Like when you're vibing on that same level, you can really come together and get something done.
you really can. And it's just beneficial for everybody. Straight like that. And I feel like it's important to find it, especially when you know you want to do something. Let's say you wanted to open up your own business. Boom. I promise you, there's somebody out there that wants to do something similar to you. But it's all about finding them. You just got to find the person.
Yeah, or
the people.
They don't. It doesn't even have to be someone that wants to do something similar. It's like if, say, boom, me and Meechy, when we're starting this out, we had another friend that like literally all he just wanted to do was record and do the editing. Like he could have been part of the group too, and then boom, those responsibilities would have been his sole responsibility instead of us. We moving like how we moving, doing things how we doing now. Eventually, we're gonna have to hire an editor, and that's gonna be a job in itself. That's gonna be a search in itself, because when we have, like, we need somebody that really is living and breathing editing, because we need quick turnaround times and stuff like that. So it's easier when you do have those people that, or just, it doesn't even have to be someone specialized for the job. Like if you got people with the same goal, same thing in mind, you find a way to delegate it.
You definitely do. But yeah, and I feel like the finding of the people, it's not even like, it's not like looking. Like, I don't want you to think you should just go out here and just start looking for people, or you want to do this, you want to do this. That's not how it works. It's really not like you got to get on that vibration yourself, and then eventually you guys will just attract.
Divine timing, you know what I'm saying? That's how it works. Like both of y'all on y'all separate journeys at two different points, but when y'all meet on that same vibration, everything just works together smoothly and almost seamlessly.
Definitely. And like you can, and that's how you'll know, because it's seamless. Like, but when you're trying to force something, that is also going to be apparent, and it will not work. It would, because we've all tried to force it before. I know personally, I was like, cause you know you grow up with people or go do stuff with people.
You literally try to make people do shit, and it's like you try to, like, you shouldn't have to remind somebody to do something if they really want to do it. It shouldn't be like for, I know, like all y'all probably had friends that rap, that bullshitted, and the times you probably hit them up like, yo, when you dropping that, when you going to the stool, when you doing this, and they like, oh yeah, I gotta handle this, I gotta do this, or I'm gonna get in there soon, and oh yeah, I'm gonna do this, I'm gonna drop a mixtape, I'm gonna do a music video. Literally just bullshitting.
Oh yeah, bullshitting.
You gotta find, when it comes to that mastermind, it gotta be something that works consistently, and a lot of times it just has to happen naturally. Like a lot of people won't. You'll go into certain ventures you might have to do alone until maybe you build your stuff up to a certain amount, and now you working with somebody that you already admired on something else, and then you end up getting a mastermind a little bit later in life. But you just stay on a certain vibe and be open to other people, and that's a big part of it too, because like you'll miss opportunities literally just because you didn't open your mouth.
Really, that's what I wanted to touch on too. Like, you got to speak to people, and it might not even be the person you think. Like, you can never, like, don't ever judge somebody or think someone's not this just because how they look or anything, because you really don't know that person. Like, before I met you, I didn't know you did nothing with YouTube. I had no clue. I didn't know you was as fit. Like, I had no apparent clue. But then, like, as you really talk, you just open your mouth one day and like, damn, we got some shit in common. Like,
yeah, that's usually how it works, and that's why it's one thing I'm also working on myself, is just like talking to people for no reason. Sometimes, like, I'm usually a moved by like purpose type dude, so like usually I'm just about business type thing, but sometimes it benefits you to walk up to the bar and talk to the people besides you, depending on what type of place you in, or like depending on the type of vibe, because of course a lot of us, we come from impoverished environments where just looking at somebody wrong can cause an altercation, so you have to be mindful of that too. You can't be doing it in the wrong places. But when you're growing and you're expanding your horizon, you're gonna put yourself in places that aren't with people with that energy, be around people with like inviting energy and spaces like that. That's when you can move around the room, turn into a little bit of a social butterfly. Don't say too much, but say enough,
Definitely. And it really, the time and like what you're doing. Because you're not going to find a mastermind just doing this. Well, obviously, unless you're doing some really positive stuff, like, you might not want to find your mastermind in a nightclub. That's like, that's not the place you want to do it. It's just not. But if you're still on your purpose and just keep doing what you're doing, I feel like it will eventually just come to you. So search and you will find every single trick.
Seek when you will find. Knocking, it shall open, and asking, you shall receive. I don't know.
Damn, that was hard. Real life. And I feel like it'll just come to you. I feel like it will legit just come to you.
Facts.